What does it take to free yourself from a pain that has become a part of you? I wonder this as I stand alone on the precipice, the wind tugging at me as if demanding an answer. My name is Clara, and for a decade I've held onto a bitter resentment toward my father, a fire that still burns just as brightly as when he first walked out. He tells me forgiveness is the way, that time will soothe the ache, but some scars only deepen, and mine has only grown sharper. 10 years ago, I was just a 15-year-old girl who saw her father as invincible. He was the one who taught me to ride my bike, the one who would slip me extra treats when my mother wasn't looking. Our home in Portland was small, where the rain never ceased, but inside there was warmth, until there wasn't. That night is etched in my mind. The shouting, my mother's tears, and my father's suitcase resting by the door. He said he was leaving, starting over with someone else from his work. I begged him not to go, my voice trembling, clinging to his arm. He stared at me, his gaze empty, and whispered, "One day you'll understand, Clara." Then he walked away. At the time I couldn't grasp what he meant, and even now I still don't. Mom did her best to hold things together, but the foundation was too cracked. She worked long hours, double shifts, while her laughter faded into something distant, a melody I could hardly recall. I had to grow up quickly, learning how to cook, handle bills, and bury my resentment. I convinced myself that I didn't need him, but every birthday, every graduation, I found myself searching the crowd for his face, hoping and then hating myself for hoping. He sent letters sometimes filled with regret and promises that he'd make up for everything. I burned each one in the backyard, watching the flames consume his words. Now, at 25, I'm back in Portland, after years away at college. Dad called last week, his voice trembling. He's back in town, living in a modest apartment, and he wants to see me. "I've changed, Clara," he said. "I want to be your father again." I agreed to meet him, not because I wanted to, but because I felt the need to look him in the eye. I wondered why he reached out after all these years. Why now? Why, when it seemed too late? Had he really changed, or was this just another broken promise wrapped in regret? He said he was different, but how could I believe that? The damage was done, and the wounds, though buried, still throbbed beneath the surface. Why did he choose her and not us? Why did he think words could erase 10 years of silence? We meet at a greasy diner, the kind with worn booths and coffee that tastes like missed chances. He looks older now, his hair graying, his fingers twisting a napkin. He tells me about his new life, his job, his sobriety. He apologizes for being selfish, for walking away, and says he wants to rebuild what we once shared. I listen, my heart a stone, cold and unmoving. I want to shout, to ask how he could have left when I needed him the most. But instead I sip my coffee and quietly say, "I don't know if I can forgive you." As I drive home, his words hang heavy in the air, mirroring my own thoughts. Forgiveness seems simple, like a gift you offer freely, but it's not. It's a knot I can't untie, a flame I can't extinguish. I pull over by the coast, where the cliffs tower above a restless sea. The wind rips at my jacket, and I think about Mom, who forgave him years ago. She said it freed her, but I'm not her. I still see myself as the daughter hoping for the return of a father who will never come back in the way I dreamt. I often wonder what forgiveness would truly mean. Would it undo all those sleepless nights filled with tears? Would it bring him back into my arms, or would it just be a way to let him off the hook? The answer eludes me. But as I stand there watching the waves crash against the rocks, something shifts. Holding onto this anger has molded me. It's toughened me, turned me into someone who doesn't break so easily. Maybe there's value in that. Maybe forgiving him isn't necessary for me to move on. Perhaps the real work is forgiving myself for still feeling the pain. I inhale deeply, the crisp air biting at my lungs. Dad's silence weighs on me, but I'm not ready to respond. Not yet. I slowly walk back to my car, the fading light of day casting a soft glow over the horizon. The path ahead is uncertain, but for the first time I feel like I'm heading towards something, rather than fleeing from it.